Hello my tarot friends, welcome to another series of my deck collection. Today we are at the number 4 and I'm gonna be showing you the decks that are comfy to me, that I go to when I don't feel the best, when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling scared or insecure or just when I need like a gentle hug. And some of these decks have guidebooks that are very caring and encouraging and just safe. They create like safe space for me, and some of them have imagery that feels this way. The guidebooks might just be normal, like, nothing special, or just have like classical meanings, but the pictures are inviting and warm and feel like a hug. So yes, let me share these decks with you. Some of them I already shared with you in the previous videos, but like I said, I think in the first video, some of the decks are going to be repeated because they fall into more than just one category. The first deck that I'm going to share with you is the Herb Crafters Tarot. If you are not new to my channel, you will know that the Herb Crafters is one of my favorite decks of all time. It is just so layered, and I have created a whole series on it, and I still have a few more videos to film. Like, I think I'm left with a few more major arcana cards, but I've done all the majors, all the chords, and I also mention the major arcana within those videos anyway. But what was I saying? Why is this my hug deck or my safe space deck? Well, first of all, there are no people there, so I feel it creates space for me to just be. The art is very beautiful. It's like really gentle to the eye. The messages in the guidebook are incredible. Let's go to the curandera of water just to give you an example. I also love the fact that it's ordered numerologically in the guidebook. Like, the cards are ordered numerologically. So curandera of water, there we go. So it says, don't live in the shallows, live in the depths. Strengthen your bones in the ocean's ebb and flow. Rock gently on the water, heed the siren song. And you have just here the description of the meaning. The curandera of water flows through life with ease. She neither hides her feelings nor lets them overtake her. She understands emotions have cycles too, and she easily navigates their changes. She reminds that our first home was the sea, and to the sea we shall return. She makes times for daily rituals that bring deep healing. She washes away inner turmoil as she cleanses and bathes. She knows seaweed nourishes her body, and she enjoys snacking on the salty treat. People drawn to her open heart and comforting embrace. Her counsel brings a sense of calm and well-being. So it's like the way it's written is just very gentle and inviting, and it makes you feel like whatever you're going through is normal, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's just an amazing deck, and there's so much symbology in this deck. I mean, this is not why we're here though. Like, I should be talking about why I feel comfort from this, but to be honest, because I am on a spectrum, the symbolism and layers and connectivities, connections between the cards are comforting to me. Let's be honest. So yeah, decks like that, where I can find many layers, bring me comfort. I know that is probably contradictory to some people who probably just want space and not many things to be happening on the cards when they're searching comfort. But yeah, that's just me. I have different brains, so that's how it works. But yeah, this deck is just beautiful, amazing. If you want to learn more about this deck, feel free to go check out my series on it. I will link it in the description box below. I actually had this deck in a bag before, but I really appreciate boxes like this. So I like to have my guidebook and deck together because this guidebook is very good. So yeah, so this was the Herb Crafters Tarot. A really underrated deck, in my opinion. People shy away from it because they think that you need to know about plants. You don't. You just need to look at the images and you can make so many connections. And if you are intrigued in how to make those connections, again, check my videos. I do all of that there. Anyways, let's go to the next deck, the Botan Tarot. Now, this deck I feel comforted using because the images are just so gentle. I also like the way it feels in the hand. I like the smell. The smells are very important to me, like so important. I get triggered if someone smells bad or if someone is wearing strong perfume that is very chemically, if that makes sense. So the smell of cards is super important to me. I got rid of the cards before because of the smell. even though they were beautiful. So anyhow, what was I saying? These images are, even though we have people, right? These people feel very gentle. The animals feel very gentle. I'm gonna use the word gentle a lot today because I am not British, and so my vocabulary is limited. What can I say? So look at her, look at the Empress. She just feels like a grandma that is gonna look after you, and you're gonna feel safe around her, and she's gonna provide for you, and you're not gonna have to worry around her. So I feel, even, for example, King of Swords, who is more sharp and I suppose logical and stuff, he doesn't look confronting, you know? It is just so beautiful. This deck is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I love using it. It is cohesive. I absolutely love all the peoples in these cards. Look at the star. Isn't it just gorgeous? And I feel you can journey into these cards. Like I literally, what I did, I need to show you this. Oh my god, where's my guidebook? Is on the bottom. I need to show you what I did with this guidebook, actually, because the guidebook is very limited, right? So what I did is I journeyed into each of these cards. So I wrote down things that I got from the images. I also read the long guidebook that you can purchase separately. So I read that, I journeyed into the images, and then I just wrote notes on all of these cards. Because as you can see, you don't get loads in the guidebook. You just get an image and a few words for upright and reversed meanings. I made connections between the cards because there are stories. Because if you don't read the long guidebook, you wouldn't know, but there are stories within each suit. And even the characters within the suits connect to each other, which is beautiful. I love that so much. So this deck may appear just pretty on the outside, but actually it's very deep. And again, that intrigues me. That brings me comfort, right? The connections, the connectivity between the characters, between the stories, between the animals even. It's very mythical as well. Is that the word? Like there is, myths, I suppose, stories from China and Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Like old stories. These stories were told to the creator by their grandma, I think. Anyhow, just beautiful. Let me show you how it shuffles. I forgot to show you the herb crafters. I'm going to show you that. Yeah, I want to show you all the shufflings because it's important to me. Beautiful, a wonderful linen cardstock. It's just gorgeous. So this was the Bottom Tarot. Just quickly want to show you how the herb crafter shuffles because I love it so much as well. I mean, it is a bit harder because it is US Games deck, but I love it. It is very durable. It's gonna last forever. I do not need a backup copy for this deck because of that, and I love it so much. And the same with the Bottom Tarot. Incredible quality in production. So yeah, the next deck that I want to share with you is the Row of Oneness. I mean, this one, the images are soft and inviting and safe. They feel safe. It is done in a way where you are the main character in the card, so you're looking out into the world, the first perspective. It is just beautiful. The production of this deck is amazing as well. And the messages in the guidebook are so beautiful, so I'll show you that as well. So it has this beautiful peachy orange edging, and it is just so beautiful. This is one of the first indie decks that I got. I think maybe the second one. The first one was Oak, Ash and Thorn, and then I got this one, and it's just so beautiful. Also, we don't have any people apart from hands, just like in the Herb Crafters Tarot, which I really appreciate. It is, oh, I love this. Spirit of Wands is the Queen of Wands. I just love this deck. It is such a great reader. It is amazing to use for myself and for others. Like, if I had to keep just a few decks, this would probably be one of them as well, just because it is so versatile. I don't know, it's just amazing. It is really, really lovely. It has extra cards as well. Look at this otter. I mean, doesn't that make you feel seen? And yeah, you know when you can just relax around your own pets? This is how this card makes me feel. And you're the magician, and you're the one awakening, and you're the one cutting away the ties. You know, it's beautiful. It's very introspective because you are the main character in this deck. I love this devil so much. I think it's very powerful. It is just gorgeous. I love this. This is one of the decks that I actually want to get a backup copy at some point, just because it is an indie deck and it is so good. I mean, come on. If you feel a bit down and you get this card, you know, just look after yourself. Go out with your friends. Share your thoughts. Share your feelings. It is perfect for when feeling down or when feeling stressed or sad, or yeah, just like life is a bit too much for you, or maybe overwhelmed, or if you have an autistic burnout. If you don't know what that is, Google it or YouTube it. There's a lot of people talking about it. So this deck would be perfect for that, in my opinion, because you are the only person in the cards. So it's very comforting because of that. Let me just show you. Let's look at the Temperance in the guidebook. So you have keywords and reverse keywords, and then it says in the guidebook, harmony and moderation are your buzzwords for today. Look for opportunities to find balance in your world. It could be as simple as keeping your emotions in check while dealing with a difficult situation. I mean, perfect for what I was saying. When you engage in heated exchanges, the energy projects outwards and affects the energy field of those around you. Moderate your feelings so you radiate peace and calmness. An open heart and an open mind will keep you balanced. And remember that slow and steady may be required to win the race. Success doesn't mean plowing ahead at full throttle. It can also come from long-term vision and methodical planning. The Temperance card can also reference the expansion that occurs from blending different energies to create new and exciting outcomes. And what I love about this guidebook is you have all the symbols, or most of the symbols in the card explained, and I love that so much. And the creator told me that the colors used in this deck correlate to chakra system, which is something I love as well. So I will definitely be creating a review of this deck. Let me show you how it shuffles. Like a dream, as you can see. Love this deck so much. You can get it on Etsy. I'm not sure if I think she's Canadian, so right now it might be a problem because in October 2025, which is now, Canada Post is having strikes, so I'm not sure. Anyhow, the next one that a lot of people compare the Tarot Warners to is the Spacious Tarot. This deck is very inviting and safe, or feels safe, because not of the guidebook is really great, but I wouldn't say it's on the most caring side. It is really good for the messages, but I think this deck, the images are feeling safe, or creating that safe space. So as you can see, again, there's no people. It is nature based. It is pippish, but I love that. It creates space, like it says, the Spacious Tarot. It creates space for you. So when you feel vulnerable, or if you're reading for someone who is going through hard times, this deck is definitely going to be something that you would want to use. Unfortunately, this deck is out of print right now. I do have a backup copy of this deck because I love it so much, and because the cards chip quite easily, unfortunately. I edged my backup copy with beautiful blue, but this one is just the one that I'm using and shuffling like a maniac, because I know that I will have a copy intact on the side if I want to. See, look, the cards also bend. So yeah, maybe this one is better to be shuffled overhand, just because. But anyway, let's forget about the shuffling. So like I was saying, it creates space. It allows you to slow down and just look at the image. And what is the image telling you in the moment? It can be used very intuitively, which is, again, if you just detach from all the meanings and just look at the card and ask it what it tells you in the moment. This deck is very chatty, and the colors are very muted and beautiful and gentle. And yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful reader. This Nine of Wands is one of my favorites. And actually, it really stands out because it's one of the most pippish cards. There's no actual scenery in it, just the rows, right? But, oh my gosh, look at that. So many cards are broken on top. Doesn't matter. Yeah, they are. This is why I have a backup copy. The backs are one of my favorite backs. So simple, but so beautiful. And let me show you how it shuffles. So overhand, it shuffles really nicely. So if you just want to shuffle it overhand, it slides so beautifully. But if you want to see a riffle shuffle, I'll try not to break cards, because I broke 2 cards already. can definitely do it, but it takes a while for it to break in, to be honest with you. But yeah, the Spacious Tarot, it's beautiful. Elder of Pentacles. Let me just show you the guidebook so you understand what I meant by it's being really, really well written. Oh, and it's coded on the side, which is great. Competence, direction. When you use your competence to generate tangible results, you activate your inner Elder of Pentacles. Like this bear, you are centered, you are strong, and you are the director of your life. It's time to leave your mark in whatever ways calls to your core. You can make things happen. You can affect change. Get out there and do it. Well, actually, now looking at it, this specific message is very caring, isn't it? While the Guardian is more concerned with the roots of problem, the Elder advises you to focus on solutions. Be practical, find what works, and embody a healthy sense of self-worth. The bear here doesn't try to hide away. It stands front and centered. Let yourself take up space. Wow, beautiful. Well, that's a message for you if you're feeling a bit self-aware or insecure. Because we all do sometimes, isn't it? We can't be confident all the time. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is the Heartwood Tarot. I love this deck so much. It's gorgeous. So, 3 Trees Tarots come with a digital guidebook. So I don't really use it, to be honest, because I don't like using my phone when I'm doing my readings. This deck is just very comfortable. It personally reminds me of the cottage that I used to go to when I was a kid. My granny has this cottage in the woods in the middle of nowhere in my country. And it does have that feel of comforting, but also a little bit, what's the word? Mysterious. It has a mysterious feel to it. Because you know, it creates a little bit of fear of the unknown just because this cottage is kind of left behind. So these animals just took over. It is just so beautiful. The art is just so gorgeous. And it's definitely one of those decks that if I want to create a space like a warm room with a fireplace, but I don't have that, I would go to this deck, if that makes sense. It is just so beautiful. I mean, it doesn't shy away from hard stuff though, so I wouldn't call it the most gentle, but it's just pleasing to the eye and creates that childhood comfort to me personally, just because those memories warm up my heart. And so just looking at this deck warms up my heart, even though, like I said, some of the cards are not too easy to look at, but they're just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So this deck is still available. You can get it on the 3 Trees Tarot's website. It smells so good and it's beautiful. Look at the backs. And let me show you how it shuffles. Just like all other decks of theirs, it shuffles beautifully. Like a dream. Like a dream. Smells so good. The next deck that is a very, very caring, as in the guidebook, and also the pictures are so just easy on the eye, I'm gonna say, is the Naked Heart Tarot. Now, I'm speaking specifically about the 3rd edition because the guidebook that comes with the 3rd edition is very, very loving and caring. And I don't know, it's just, I'll read you an example. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the deck itself is gorgeous as well. It creates space, right? We have a lot of white space, which gives you an ability to detach from all the meanings and just allow your intuition to come through. It is relatively simple, I would say, but then again, you can go into the symbols that you can recognize on each card. I love that we have constellations on each card as well. And this is actually the deck of the 2nd edition. I have the 3rd edition deck as a backup copy. So you will have no elemental associations in the court cards in the 3rd edition. And also some of the images like this one are a bit different, but it's very, very similar. And the cardstock is the same. And it's an amazing cardstock. I love it so much. It's just, yeah, it's just gentle, beautiful. I suppose if you take the Wild Unknown and this one, they could kind of go into the same category, I suppose. But the Wild Unknown is very, I don't know, there's something dark about it. And I love that about the Wild Unknown. So this is kind of like if the Wild Unknown is the shadowy type of deck. This is the light type of deck in the same category. I hope that makes sense. I suppose people who have both decks will understand what I mean. But let's look at the tarot card, right? Because the tarot card is usually a really harsh card. And let's just see what it says in the guidebook. So this guidebook is much shorter, but it is absolutely amazing. I love this guidebook so much. The Tower, the keyword is the freed. Shocking truth, sudden change, growth. Naked heart message. The universe does not set me up to fail, but sets me up to learn and grow. When I'm not energetically aligned with my path, or when I continually resist. Okay, I need to put it closer to my eyes because I'm blind. I don't know, I'm getting old. So the writing is quite small. So where was I? When I'm not energetically aligned with my path, or when I continuously resist, I can be certain that the universe will intervene on my behalf, even though I may not be able to see with clarity and my faith may be wavering. Deep down inside, my heart knows that there is more for me, because if the universe gives the worst to me, I can guarantee it wants to give the best to me too. That's why I know I do not need to carry the weight of this life by myself. Source knows what is unfolding for me, even though I may not feel energetically aligned with it quite yet. So I will give this to the universe as well, and I will rise from the ashes of what feels like ruin. And then we have crystal recommendation, Shungite, ruling planet Mars. The familiar whispers, you can replant your roots and grow. The universe is ready when you are. And Heart Disconnects, reversed meaning, I ask myself, is there a possibility that fear is guiding my journey instead of seeing it through the eyes of truth? Do you see what I mean? It's like the fact that it's written from the first perspective, there's just something caring about that as well. So this deck is amazing. One of my favorites for sure. So let me show you how it shuffles. Like a dream. So this was the Naked Heart Tarot. It's still available on Etsy, by the way. So if you need a gentle deck that has imagery that is intriguing, I would really go for that. Okay, let's see. Oh, of course. I mean, we can't go through gentle decks without talking about the Gentle Tarot. I was lucky enough to get this before it went out of print in the UK. I got it at the website called Little Red Tarot. And I think that it's still available there, to be honest. I'm not completely sure, but I think at this moment in time, if you really want this deck, I think you can still get it there. Look at this edging. It's so beautiful. And the cardstock is the same as the Starseeker Oracle, just maybe a little bit thicker. This is one of the best decks I have, I would say. I mean, I say this for many decks, but this is really one of the best decks that I have. I used to have this deck in linen version and I didn't connect with it. That was a few years ago and I sold it. And then something happened and it started calling to me again. And I got it and I was so happy because it is just so beautiful. The guidebook that comes with it is amazing. I have the big guidebook as well. Oh man, I wish I brought it up with me. But anyhow, it's just loving and caring. And the messages are there to support you. Every single card empowers you. Like, this is one of the most empowering decks that I have. So whenever I read for someone that I know is going through a rough time, I would pull out this deck for sure. Because it gives you the messages. It's not just, even though you might see it maybe perhaps too much in light, it is not. Like, the card will show you what is happening, but then the guidebook will hold your hand through it, if that makes sense. It is just wonderful. And Maritza, the creator, Mara in the Sky, she is creating, or she already created a new version of this deck called the Dream Deck, which is gonna be a bit different. It's not gonna have colored borders. She changed some art. The cardstock is gonna be different because this one is not on a black core, so it's a little bit stiff, but I don't mind, to be honest with you. Like, there's some changes, and also she did coloration of the cards differently, so it definitely feels like a new deck. The Kickstarter ended, so the decks are going to be shipping next year at some point, I think in spring, I'm not sure. But anyhow, I am so excited to get her Oracle deck that goes with this deck. It's called My Friend Fire. I cannot wait. It should be out very soon, and yes, I'm definitely getting that deck as well because the messages, oh man, are just amazing. And I think her art evolved. Like that deck looks even more beautiful than this one. And this one is gorgeous, let's be honest. So yeah, it's just, oh, I love turtles. I love them so much. Oh my gosh, look at that. And we have, see, it doesn't shy away. We have plastic flying around in the sea, floating, not flying. And I love this Flower of Wands, which is the queen. So she changed the titles to decolonize the deck, which is amazing. I love all the changes she did in this deck. Oh my gosh, there's nudity, I forgot. Hopefully the YouTube doesn't take my video down because of that. But it's like tasteful nudity, if that makes sense. So let me just show you how it shuffles. So the shuffle is a bit stiff, I'm not gonna lie, riffle shuffle. So I mostly shuffle this deck overhand. Maybe at some point I will get the dream deck as well, but at the moment I'm really happy with this one because it shuffles nicely this way. Let me just read you one card. This one keeps on coming up. So six of thunder, which is 6 of swords. And so you can see how it reads. So 6 of thunder. The 6 of thunder brings our attention to movement and embracing internal processes that come with change. Also known as the travel card, the 6 of thunder may introduce ideas or encourage plans for changing your space, taking a trip, or entering a new frame of mind. Similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith version of this card, where a figure is ferried from unsettled waters to a clearer, more serene scene, here our dear heart is ferried not on a boat, but on a humpback whale, reminding us that we are supported and not alone on this journey. Feel the solace and power of this massive, majestic, finned relative as you glide through the moonlight into new waters. Now, this is the small guidebook. The big guidebook has like 3 pages on each card, and it's just wonderful, beautiful. So yeah, this is definitely, again, one of my favorite decks of all time. It's so good, and the production quality of this one is amazing. This is the second printing of the first edition. It comes with a bit smaller guidebook. I actually wish that I had the first printing because the guidebook was a bit thicker. So whoever has that, lucky you. Which is Wisdom Tarot. This deck is, again, one of them decks that just the art feels very gentle and loving and supportive. What I did here is I wrote my own keywords and the keywords from the guidebook. Lots of people were complaining that this deck doesn't feel like tarot deck because the major arcana goes in reverse journey. So what I did here is, for example, funny I said journey. Journey here is number 15. So I added a Roman numeral next to it. So I know this is number 7. AKA the Chariot card, right? So that helps me. But also, for example, healing, this is the Temperance, and I wrote here on the card patience, empathy, stillness, healing to heal others. Or, for example, this one, Craftsman of Earth, the court cards are different as well. I just go with what it says here. I don't even think if it's a queen or king or whatever, because they are very different. So I just say, okay, this is a court card, and I read my keywords because, I mean, of course, I use my intuition as well. But yeah, it says green magic, creative chaos, let go of control, embody natural spirit. It's very witchy, this deck, and I love witchy stuff. So to me, that's comfort, right? So to me, that's safe space. I love this deck so much. It's beautiful. I have also the Oracle deck that the painter, the artist created. I forgot her name. I can't remember right now. Which is also gorgeous. But yeah, this one is beautiful. There's nothing confronting on these cards. Nothing. Look at that. Messenger of Air is hugging this goose, right? It's just, yeah, it's wonderful. So this is another of my caring decks that I just feel comforted by. Let me show you how it shuffles. I actually riffle shuffle this deck in 2 piles because it's too thick to riffle shuffle separately, to riffle shuffle together. But if you separate it, it shuffles like a dream. Look, see, it's beautiful if you separate it. So that's how I shuffle it. Yeah, it is what it is. That's what I'm gonna say. Overhand is beautiful as well. I didn't bring my guidebook because I don't use it with guidebook. I don't. That's why I wrote my keywords on it. So the keywords, like I said, I came up with some. For example, the 6 of Earth, which is 6 of Pentacles. To me, this card was very confusing. Like, I didn't see the 6 of Pentacles in it at all. So I wrote self-control, self-reflection, right? Because this is a pool of water and it self-reflects. And you need that reflection to see how much you're giving, how much you're taking. Does that make sense? So I highly suggest, if you're struggling with this deck, to do that, to write your own keywords on the cards, because it really, really helps. And I use it much, much more now. The next deck that is also witchy and nature-based is, I'll say Magical Nature Tarot. I forgot if it's called Magical or Magic Nature Tarot. But this deck is, again, so gentle and beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. And the colors are inviting and warm. And look at her face. It's just something comforting about the faces in this deck. And the fact that they use lots of crystals and the colors are made from earth. So from fruits, from vegetables, from earth, from everything that comes from earth, this is made of. So it just feels super grounding. So whenever you feel too much in your head, this is a really, really great deck to ground you. And I love it so much. And it feels so good. Like, it feels so good. It's printed on super ecological recycled paper, I think. Yeah, it's just amazing. It comes with this amazing, very, very loving guidebook as well, which I forgot downstairs. You need to purchase it separately, although I believe you can get a free PDF guidebook as well with this. Let me show you how it shuffles. Amazingly, I love this shuffle. Beautiful. So yes, this is the Magic Nature Tarot. Gorgeous deck. Gorgeous. Love it so much. I feel very safe using this deck. Let me just show you two decks that I talked about quite a lot already. So this is the Magical Creatures Tarot and the Northern Animal Tarot. And these decks are just so sweet and cute, which is why I put them in this category as well. Because the animals are not confronting, the beings here are not confronting. They feel kind. These cards feel kind and loving, and they make you smile, or they make me smile. So because of that love that I feel in my heart every time I'm using these decks, I put them in this category as well. I talked about both of these decks in length. If you want to, you can check my reviews of these decks. So I'm not going to go into depths of why I love them, because I love them so much. But yeah, they bring that comfort. And look at this Page of Coins. I mean, come on. Or this one, Knight of Wands. So even harder cards, they don't feel hard. They are cute, but not in a too cute way. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I don't like decks that are too cute. This one is just cute enough. And yeah, now I can compare them next to each other, and definitely the cardstock is a little bit different, but very similar. So this one is a tiny bit thicker, more thick than this one. They shuffle like a dream. I'm just going to shuffle one of them because they shuffle pretty much the same. Beautiful backs. Both of them are gorgeous. So yeah, these were the Northern Animal Tarot and the Magical Creatures Tarot. They're both still available on the Wilder Heart Studio website. The guidebook that comes with this deck specifically is super, super encouraging and empowering as well. So I love it so much. I have 3 more decks. So one is one of my newest decks, which I love so much. So much, oh my gosh. I did a whole review of this one as well. You can check it out if you want to. This is the Starseeker Tarot. And again, this art is incredible. The guidebook, I'm gonna say, is absolutely amazing, but it does not shy away from the shadow work. That's what I'm gonna say about it. But it is so beautiful, so beautiful. It feels like this warm hug like here. The colors are inviting, warm, calm, gentle. The cards feel so good, and that's another thing about this deck. The cards are so nice to handle. They feel like a warm hug. So this deck is so beautiful. It is, I don't know, it is empowering. That's what I'm gonna say. It is definitely an empowering deck, and I love it. So if you are feeling disempowered, pull this deck out. You will feel empowered again. The same goes for her Oracle deck, but I didn't bring it up because it is a very shadowy, in my opinion, a very shadowy type of deck. Like shadowy, when I say shadowy, what I mean is it's a really good deck to use for shadow work, whilst I feel her tarot deck is a little bit more on the lighter side compared to the Oracle deck. It shuffles beautifully this way, and let me show you this way. but you can definitely riffle shuffle it. So yes, this is the Star Seeker Tarot. The guidebook is so great with this deck. Let me just show you one entry, just because I just want to show you how amazing it is. A wise woman stands at the edges of an ocean cliff, distressed and confused. The waves crash below her, illuminating only by the light of the full moon above. There are challenging decisions that must be made, and she doesn't know what to do. See, we have a full moon here instead of the crescent moon. The moon above is actually trying to help her, symbolizing her intuition and trying to bring light to her inner knowing. However, the blindfold she wears keeps her from seeing the moon, and so she continues to struggle internally. The Two of Swords indicates a crossroad. There is likely a challenging decision to be made or a general lack of clarity in your life. It's time to remove the obstructions that keep you stuck in your head. Remove the blindfold that keeps you from connecting to your intuition. It is important to be in a safe and supportive environment where you can still your emotions and think clearly. Separate yourself from the people and situations that cloud your judgment and confuse you further. Calm your mind and connect with your deeper knowing. The answers you need are within you, and this is a time to listen to your own heart, no matter the consequences. It is very, very empowering. So I love this deck. The next one I shared in my previous video as well, and this is the Feldcraft Tarot, which is just sweet and cute and colorful, and so it speaks to my inner child, I'm gonna say, although it doesn't need to be an inner child deck, if that makes sense. It is just comforting because of the beautiful colors, because of the style, how the creator, I don't know, just, I want to say drawn, but cut out these pieces, I suppose. It is just so sweet and pretty and bright. It's bright. So if you feel down, if you feel like in a very dark mood, this deck will definitely bring you up, for sure. So yeah, this one is really good. Like, this is not, so for example, if you feel sad and you listen to sad songs, you're going to feel even more sad and you're going to feel more sorry for yourself, and it's just going to bring you down. When you're feeling sad, you should listen to good songs, and this is the deck that would represent that happy song that brings you out of that misery. Does that make sense? So yeah, I talked about this deck a bit more in my previous video. I will definitely do a review because I adore this deck. So yeah, this is the Feldcraft Tarot. And last but not least is an Oracle deck. Oh my god, and I'm not going to remember what it's called. I'm going to write it here. But this deck is just gorgeous. It's beautiful, and the messages that you get on the cards are so healing. And then if you go into the guidebook, where it's like a page and a half for each flower or plant, oh my goodness. This is, if I need a message that is just going to make me feel better, like emotionally, this would be the deck to go for sure. Let's just read, for example, the sunflower. Confidence. Confident sunflower stands tall and radiant, shining like the sun. When you are suffering from low self-confidence or self-doubt, sunflower humbly reminds you of your true magnificence, instilling acceptance and understanding and allowing loving compassion to flow from your heart. Do you see that? Rebirth. Even primrose helps you to release your old wounds and feelings of rejection, self-pity, and other heart-heavy issues you may have carried from birth or early childhood. She allows for sort of a spiritual rebirthing or a birthing of your true self, so you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness in your life. Okay, so if someone is going through rough times, I always suggest this deck to them. I don't tell them the title, I send them the link because I can't remember the name of it because it is a very long title, but it is a mass market deck, so it is very affordable. So, you know, it is one that I cherish the most. Of all of my Oracle decks, this one and the Star Seeker Oracle are probably my favorite, and also the Lantern Oracle are probably my 3 favorite oracles of all time. So I am going to leave you with that. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comments below if you do have any of these decks. How do you feel about them? How do you use them? And I will see you in my next video. I hope that you have a wonderful day, morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you are on this beautiful planet Earth, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.